Getting your research published is a huge deal for any academic. But what happens when English isn't your first language? Well, today we're going to break down exactly how to tackle that challenge and get your work the global recognition it absolutely deserves. Let's dive right in.
So, think about it. You've spent months, maybe even years on your research. Your data is rock solid. Your findings could be a game changer. But now you're at the final hurdle. You have to communicate all that hard work in a way the international academic community will get and respect. For so many people, this is honestly the most nerve-wracking part of the whole process.
All right, so where do you even want to get published? In the academic world, the real gold standard, the global stage, is a Scopus-Indexed Journal. But what does that actually mean? And, why does it matter so much?
Okay, so think of Scopus as the ultimate seal of approval for academic journals. For a journal to get listed, it has to pass this incredibly tough review process that looks at quality, credibility, and originality. It's also a massive database that lets everyone see the real-world impact of a paper by tracking citations. So when your work gets published in one of these journals, it's a huge signal to everyone in your field that your research is absolutely top tier.
And getting published here is about so much more than just, another line on your CV. It's about building your credibility, your reputation as an expert. It's about getting your work seen by a global audience. And honestly, most importantly, it's about making a real, tangible impact on the conversation in your field.
But, and this is a big but, for so many researchers, especially non-native English speakers, there is this massive, unseen hurdle to get over. And that hurdle is the English language itself. Let's take a closer look at what these challenges really are.
And we're not just talking about simple typos here. We're talking about the huge challenge of translating incredibly complex and nuanced ideas perfectly, or those tiny little grammar mistakes that, while small, can just make the whole paper seem a little less professional. And then there's the big one, cultural writing styles. The super direct, thesis-first style that's expected in English academic writing, that might be the complete opposite of what you're used to. It's a subtle thing, but it's something reviewers pick up on right away.
This quote right here really just says it all, doesn't it? It's a powerful and kind of painful reminder that incredible research can get rejected simply because of how it was written. The language becomes a wall, stopping important discoveries from ever being shared with the world.
Now, that can feel pretty frustrating, I know, but it also points us toward a very clear solution. If the presentation is the problem, then fixing the presentation is the answer. So the good news is, there are fantastic resources out there that can help level the playing field and make sure your work gets the attention it deserves. So what does that path to getting accepted actually look like? Well, first, it's about getting your manuscript refined by an expert, someone who goes way beyond just checking grammar. Second, making sure your work is formatted perfectly for the specific journal you're targeting. Third, getting some strategic help to write professional, persuasive responses to those tricky reviewer comments. And finally, hitting that submit button with total confidence, knowing your paper is ready to shine.
But, and this is a really, really crucial point, not all help is created equal. There's a world of difference between just, editing and the kind of expert, comprehensive support you need to get into a top-tier journal.
Let's really break this down. A general editor, they'll catch typos, fix grammar, and that's great. But a specialized academic publishing service, that's a whole different level. They're going to help you strengthen the actual logic and structure of your arguments. They'll refine your academic tone, and they will make sure your paper follows every single tiny rule of your target journal. So the outcome isn't just a readable paper. It's a polished, publication-ready manuscript.
Okay, so let's say you're on board. You're thinking about getting some expert help. How in the world do you choose the right service? What are the key things you should be looking for?
Here's a quick checklist of non-negotiables. First, it's all about the people. Make sure the editors have actual experience in academic publishing and that they are subject matter experts in your specific field. You need someone who gets the science, not just the sentences. Then, look at the process. Do they offer a plagiarism check? Do they guarantee they'll meet journal standards? And this is a big one. Will they help you with reviewer responses? And last but not least, security. Your research is valuable. Make sure they have strong data privacy policies. Ticking all these boxes is absolutely key.
When you zoom out, this whole thing is about more than just one person's career. It's about the future of science itself. In our globalized world, we have to make sure the best, most brilliant ideas are heard and celebrated no matter what language they were originally conceived in. By breaking down these language barriers, we really can create a more inclusive, more innovative, and frankly, a better research community for every single one of us. Thanks for joining me for this one.